me now is Sean Heinrichs. He is the president and CEO at 1911 Gold Corp. Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you too. Thank you for having me.
For sure. You have a unique story in Manitoba. This is a past producing mine, the True North mine. You've also got a mill that's built and permitted. You have expansion potential. And also, you're looking to restart the mine in a couple of years, correct? Can you give us a snapshot of all of that?
You definitely can. Yeah, thank you. And you hit some of the good highlights there. But yeah, it's a mine. It's located about 3 hours north of Winnipeg in Manitoba. It's really right on the western part of the Ontario border. Our nearest neighbor would be the Red Lake camp, which is about 100 kilometers to the east of us. Similar types of geology. This is a past producer, which you mentioned. It's produced over 2.3 million ounces on this project. The area we're focused on right now alone has produced over just under 2 million ounces. There's other areas on the property that were running way back in the 1930s and 40s.
Wow.
So yeah, some historic mines on the project area. But really a lot of the focus for us is on the existing True North mine, the permitted 1,300 ton per day mill, getting that ready to go. It was running as recently as 2022. The mines themselves were shut down back in 2019 with the idea that they needed to be drilled out. That's what we're doing right now. We're expanding the resource potential. There's a 1.1 million ounce gold resource there right now. We see ways to build on that, and we're actively moving into the underground over the next month or two to start drilling the rest of that out.
Okay, and
Yeah.
So the team started drilling in October, correct?
That's correct.
And some of the results have been very high grade, especially at the San Antonio West part of it. So what are some of the highlights from the drilling so far?
I think, well, for us, the most exciting part about San Antonio West and San Antonio Southeast is their proximity to the existing underground mine. The ability to actually find two areas that have not been previously discovered on surface is also kind of interesting because there is a significant amount of drilling on this project, but a lot of it is in other areas which we find, I guess, less prospective. Some of these two target areas had been drilled really deep below surface, actually as part of the existing underground mine, but they are open all the way up to surface. The San Antonio West one is open for well over 1 kilometer below from where we're drilling right now. And what we generally like is exactly like you said, the grades, the widths, very similar to what was in the True North mine. They're both within about 300 meters of existing underground working, so they're accessible from where we're currently active. We've extended them. We'll have drill results coming out over the next several weeks, probably through till October. We've managed to extend them fairly deep below surface right now, and with the drills that are going underground over the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be able to continue to extend these at depth, and we expect them to kind of continue on quite a bit and form part of, our future production profile. So it's exciting.
Very good. So you've got multiple deposits, a lot of different targets. Ultimately, you want to have a hub and spoke model and be producing more than 100,000 ounces a year. So I'm curious. You have said before that. Not to disparage anybody who used to run the mines, but you thought that they were sort of inadequate and inefficient in terms of their methods. So how are you correcting some of that and improving things?
Well, it's somewhat, look, as you said, you don't want to disparage past operators. I look through some of the decisions and ideas they had, and I think they're actually all very good. I think they ran out of time to implement a lot of them. So I think given time, some things might have turned around. But the real issue with the past operators kind of ending in 2015 and then really for a short period of time under Klondike's was not treating the deposit the way it needs to be treated. Similar to what you have in Red Lake, these are narrow, high-grade underground mines. They need to be mined very selectively. You also need to stay on top of your delineation drilling, and you have to be creative in even things like your blasting patterns. But there were so many mistakes made during the latter part of that kind of era between 2012 and 15 where it ultimately shut down. That we see significant ability to improve even just the fundamental parts of the mining method, breaking through on your stopes, blasting holes much smaller than what they were doing, minimizing the amount of waste you're taking into the mill and focusing more on profitability of the ounces. We know we can mine narrow. We know we can tighten up the size of the development, focus on 3.5 meter development sizes. So you're keeping everything quite small and tight, and then the stope sizes being flexible, going all the way from mining a 2 to 3 meter wide vein all the way down to a meter. This has all been done. We have confidence in our ability to do it, and we think that is the way we're going to maximize the recovery of the ounces from the resource. And on top of all that, of course, we see potential to really grow the size of the resource in addition to that, which is probably something that they ran out of time to do.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
That was very diplomatic. That's great.
I have a lot of respect for the past operators.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Here.
So that's great that you're going in that direction. All right. So on the financial side, You recently raised 13 million. It was an upsized financing. Eric Sprott owns 17%. There's that magical name that people love to hear. So how would you describe the shareholder base and the enthusiasm for that offering and the general perception of the market towards the company?
Well, we're obviously catching the tailwind here with the gold price and the confidence with respect to the direction the gold price is likely to go over the next several years, at least the sustainability of the level we're at. And people are looking for these near-term production opportunities that are likely to take advantage of that. So, we can take credit for a significant amount of it in choosing the strategy we did, but the market that we're in is really supporting that program. In terms of when you look at Eric, what I like to emphasize is, yes, he's in there. I know he's involved in a number of stories, but he's invested in us 3 times over the last 3 months, always supportive of the strategy. He sees the scale opportunity here. The mining's great. We can put some cash flow projections together, and those are all, interesting to look at. But for Eric, it's always about size and scale, and he thinks this is something that has that. The rest of our shareholders, particularly that came in around that 13 million financing, they were all large institutions, something we hadn't really seen before. We've always had 1 or 2. Sometimes a little flow-through fund comes in. But this time we actually cornered a number of U.S. institutions as well as large Canadian institutions, and not the kind that are looking for a short-term trade, but the kind that have long-term horizons, want to be in there. If there's another round in the future, they want to be there again. They want to support the company, and they all obviously believe in the direction that's being taken, both strategically and as the asset that we're working on as well. So we're excited. We're building steam. We're taking careful steps on the path back to production, but we're actually putting a team behind us as well as we go, and we think we're kind of going down the right path.
Right. Well, that's great. And lastly, the stock has done nicely, up about 125% the last year or so. So would you say that the market is fully appreciating the story right now, or you need to de-risk it, prove it out more, and then there'd be a re-rating coming at some point?
Wow. If I was to be completely honest, I think the market still fundamentally doesn't
get it.
part of this story.
Yeah, okay.
They don't think the asset's mineable, and they're waiting to see it completely de-risked.
Really?
So yes, and I think what we're getting is we are getting new investors interested, and you can get an Eric Sprott interested in this because he likes, he sees the scale. He's less concerned about the mining. But I think a lot of investors are still holding back to see how far we can take this in terms of showing that it's mineable. So our strategy right now is to take the funds we've raised, drill out the resource, drill out the 2 targets we've found on surface, start extending them at depth, showing their scale potential in there, but also start drilling into a couple of underground targets that we see for near-term production starting in 2026. We are looking at doing a bulk sample run next year, a large one that we can show the economics on clearly for the mining method that we've developed internally. It fits into our short-term mine plan, short-term being 4 to 5 years. They'll be representative of the areas we're doing. And I think after that point, the market will finally get it. And we'll be trading at a significantly higher multiple. I would hope between here and there, people start to come on board as we continue to spread the message and de-risk what we're doing. But I think there's still a bit of a gap in belief out there. So.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So thanks for shedding some light on 1911. We appreciate it. We'll be watching.
Okay.
Thanks,
Great.
Sean.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Sean Heinrichs with 1911 Gold Corp.